to skip ahead in the future. After they got divorced, they would have shared custody. My father would get us like 2 weekends out of the month because
Why?
whenever he would stay alone.
Did she not know he was violent? No, hang on.
Yeah, that's.
Did she not know? She knew that your dad was violent, right?
Yes,
and he was violent towards the kids, right? So why the fuck would he get any custody at all?
I don't know. He was pity, maybe. I don't know.
He's what?
Maybe he got it out of pity because.
Oh, she had sympathy for him. So she's going. She can't stand living with him because he's too violent. But the fucking 4-year-olds can go over. I mean, she was what, 30 or so, maybe 35. She can't handle living with this violent guy. But you know who can handle it? 4-year-olds. They're great with violent people because they've got fantastic, mad nonviolent communication skills, and they can calm tsunamis, they can cool down lava, heat up ice, they can control the very elements themselves, they can take on the Gorgons, and they can take on Ragnarok and come out alive. So really. Wonderful. She can't stand living with this violent bastard. Let's send him the children.
Whenever we were over there, he would accuse us of being brainwashed by our mother because we would bring up something and he would say, "Your guys are brainwashed. You're letting your mother brainwash you. You guys are against me." And we would feel horrible. We would feel scared and everything, but I just wanted to. I hadn't wanted to have a father. I wanted to love him for, no matter what. But
why did you want to love him no matter what?
I don't really know.
Were you guys raised religious?
No, I'm very against religion, seeing as how his parents were. Every time I've thought about religion, it's because I'd kind of turn away from church because of his parents. I've been told that church-going people are pretty much hypocrites, that they would do one thing in church and then they'd go home and they'd be completely sinful, and then they'd go back, just apologize for it in the confession booth, and then it'd be fine.
Okay, so your mom obviously didn't love him no matter what, right?
After that, but he still loved her.
What are you using this word for? Loved? Didn't he beat her up?
I was told, like when I was growing up, that he loved us. He just didn't understand how to show it.
And who told you that? Your mom?
Yes.
And your mom also said that he loved her?
She said that he would jump at the chance if she ever offered to take him back, but she never did because he was a dick.
I mean, God, I don't want to interrupt you with a big rant, but I get so angry when parents use the same word for opposite things. Like, talk about programming your children for failure. If you say to your kids, a pass is a fail and a fail is a pass, we're just going to reverse those words. Or a game that my brother used to play with me was yes means no and no means yes. Do you want me to hit you? No, right? You can't win that game, right? Because if you say yes, he's going to say game was over, boom. If you say no, he said, well, no means yes, boom, right? Opposite word conflation is one of the most subtle and pervasive forms of child abuse there is. So applying the word love to a guy who beats people up and hits his children and saying that that's love, what the fuck do you call a good parent then? What do you call a nice guy? How can you even use the same word? Again, it's like saying lovemaking and rape are interchangeable. That you use the same word for both. I mean, that's just going to completely screw children up. Hitting people is the opposite of loving them. It is cruel, it is sadistic, it is violent, it is abusive. It is not love. It has nothing to do with love. It is the complete opposite of love. Theft is not charity times 1.01%, or sometimes 101%, or 99%. It's not a little bit off the beaten path of charity. Theft is the opposite of charity. You know, a year ago, some surgeons cut open my neck and took out a tumor. Great. Guy stabs me in the neck tomorrow. He's not kind of like the surgeons. So I'm sorry that you got fed that extraordinary amount of self-serving bullshit from both parents about what love is and what attachment is and what loyalty is, and, well, he just can't express it. Yeah,
That was in the beginning of the call.
the guy who stabs you and takes your wallet. You know, he really wants to run a charity. He just hasn't figured out the right way to get it across to people. Bullshit. Sorry, go ahead.
In the beginning of the call, you mentioned that my oldest brother, would get like the majority of the resources and everything. But when we were growing up, whenever we'd go over there, my mom would ask him to please make sure that we are taken care of, because my dad, he would most often not. So my brother ended up making the meals when we were down there. He would try to take care of us as the best that he could.
And how old was he when this started to happen?
He is only a few years older than I am, and we only were there until he was about 14. So.
And sorry, just to be clear, I don't mean that the oldest gets more resources throughout the childhood, because, as I point out, the oldest children are often roped into being mini parents, or in this case, maxi parents. What I mean is that, let's say there are 2 years between the eldest and the next child, then at least for the first year to 18 months, you have 2 parents and 1 child. So they get more resources as infants, usually, than their brothers or sisters will get who come along later. I don't mean throughout the whole childhood, just wanted to be clear of that.
He's brilliant, my brother. He is a gifted writer. But he lacks the, what's it called, the aspirations to do so.
Well, again, I mean, lax is the wrong word, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's beaten out of him, traumatized out of him. But lax is just like, well, you know, he's missing his genes or something. You know, it's not, you know, when you have that kind of adversity that early in life. I mean, particularly if you have to go and take care of your younger siblings with an asshole abusive dad around, you have to grow up way too quickly, and you miss out pretty serious and important stages of emotional development. And you don't have a bond, you don't have a mentor, you don't learn self-trust. You're just paranoid that bad things are going to happen to your siblings because you're promoted to not only being a parent at the age of 6 or 7, which is bad enough, but protecting them from an abusive actual adult that your mom ran away from, which is an insane task to give to a child. And if your mom had charged her husband with the abuse, he would have gone to jail.